Welcome to Sports Talk with Ben, episode 3. Today I'm here with Eli Weavers, and we're going to talk about the recent move of Iowa deciding not to bring back Brian Ferentz for next year, so he'll be with Iowa for the bowl game. Eli, what are your thoughts on that? And then I've got a couple questions to ask you.
Well, I kind of see the point. I know some people don't see the point of firing him mid-season, as he would obviously be gone next year, as he didn't hit the 25-point mark. But I think the AD did it to save recruits from still coming to Iowa and keep them to commit and either flip.
Absolutely.
And then I'm happy about it because I cannot stand watching another Iowa Hawkeye game where they scored 12 points.
Yeah, and maybe like people will be like, oh, we can actually win games and not just rely on our defense and keep our defense on the field for 30 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed is Brian Ferentz, of course, after they decided to let him go, I'm going to put DeGene on offense, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah. He honestly, that DeGene playing offense was a slight shock, but I like the call. And then after the Rutgers game, Brian looked semi-decent. Put up 22 points, which is
400 yards of offense.
Yeah, 400 yards off.
Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, which is still 22 points isn't great, but it's an improvement from earlier season.
What does this mean for Iowa football? He's not coming back. Obviously, Kirk will be back here. He said that. Does this mean better offensive head? I mean, Iowa still has to go out and prove that they can do stuff on offense. I mean, they'll have Cade McNamara, and what do you think?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think still the offense will still be sometimes stagnant, as Kirk still likes to run that old school type of offense. But I hope we bring in an offense coordinator that kind of likes to run that West Coast style offense, the spread, and throw the ball around, spread everything out. Because Iowa football has always been running the ball and then your defense win you games. And I hope we can just change that, kind of change the motive where the defense will still be great. The offense is backing them up too, putting up points to get those big time wins versus really good teams.
And I think a team that Iowa should look at is I think Michigan is what Iowa strives to be. They run the ball. They ran the ball 30 times in a row against Penn State and won the game without Jim Harbaugh. Another question I came up with: what do you think they'll look for as an hiring replacement? Do you think
That's a good question. I mean, they'll probably I imagine they'll try to bring someone close to the program, close to Kirk. But I mean, I hope they go out and get maybe an ex-NFL coach and maybe
Her ties to Scott Frost, but
I would not mind that. I mean, no, he wasn't great at Nebraska. He's kind of a rival, but
arrogant.
Yeah, arrogant. Yeah, but I think he still is a pretty good coach. He'd be great under Kirk, and Kirk would coach him up. And then, I mean, hopefully he would change some of the offense to make him improve a little bit. But I'm not sure who to hire. I mean, I've heard Scott Frost.
Also, I wonder if for him to ever go away from that offensive scheme, because teams nowadays have high-powered offenses, and you have to be able to score in this version of college football.
Yeah, like that. To be good, you have to be able to score the ball.
Look at Ohio State, look at Michigan, look at Alabama, look at Georgia. They can all score.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot for Kirk to get out of his comfort zone to decide to go play a little more risky, throw the ball a little more. But the Penn State game, I feel is a perfect example of what, how to beat good teams. We can't beat good teams, just run the ball, because we can't score enough. And our defense, although it's really good, cannot hold teams to 0 points or 15 points a game. We need to go out there and score, get them off the field, give them a rest. But it'll take a lot for Kirk to change that.
Do you think the O-line coach will be gone too? I mean, Brian Ferentz was the O-line coach before. He was offensive coach. He was obviously a good O-line coach. I mean, he had worse in Linderbaum, but I think Iowa needs to fix their O-line. That's one of the first things they need to do.
I mean, you can't run the ball without a good O-line. And Brian, although not being a great offensive coordinator, was a fantastic O-line coach at bringing like many NFL names like Wirfs, Linderbaum, Brandon Sheriff.
Yeah.
But I mean, he might be gone, which slightly scares me. But I think Kirk is a good enough O-line coach himself, and especially he can hire someone and kind of coach him up to become great. And then O-line's still young, which hopefully they take a big step up the rest of the season and next season to be able to kind of run the Kirk Ferentz type of football they play.
Yeah. What do you think will happen next for Brian Ferentz? Do you think he'll go be an O-line coach somewhere? I feel like.
I feel like he would. I don't know where he might take another pro jump, which I don't think not an offense coordinator obviously, but maybe like a top assistant coach like he was at the Patriots. Maybe he might. I think he'll stay in the coaching and probably go somewhere either top Division I or maybe
to the NFL,
back to the NFL. But he's a really good O-line coach where someone has to come pick him up and have to add him to their coaching staff.
Any final thoughts?
I mean, I know a lot of Iowa fans, including myself, are disappointed with the season, even though we are 7-2 and have already locked a co-share for the Big Ten West, and if we win one of our 2 next games, we're in the Big Ten championship. But I mean, I like to win, and I know people don't like this style of winning.
Yeah,
but if we get it done, it works. And Kirk's nearing in on his 200th Big Ten win and closing in on, I think, is it Woody Hayes in all time?
Is it Woody Hayes? Or?
Yeah, he's closing in on the all-time wins in the Big Ten. So he's close.
I think Iowa fans will expect you can't expect a giant jump in 1 year, but it would be a sign of things to come.
And then I think Cade McNamara stays, which is big. As Deacon Hill is not the greatest quarterback I've seen.
And then you get Caleb Brown.
Caleb Brown will be back. He had a really good game versus Rutgers.
I don't know if Eric will be back.
I imagine he would be.
Luke Lachey will not be back. He's going to the NFL.
And then I'm just scared. I'm slightly scared of our defense. Our defense take a big hit.
Yeah, because Gene will be gone.
Gene will be gone. Joe Evans will be gone. But he always finds ways to find new guys.
Yeah, I mean they take 2 and 3 stars and turn them into 4 and 5 stars.
And then Cade Mack will be a big ad, but I'm scared. He already tore his ACL twice. He's had hamstring problems. I don't think he'll ever get back to his Michigan self.
No, but that's a lot to ask for.
It is. But I'm looking forward to a slight improvement next year to put some rest off the defense and hoping to go. I mean, again, get to the Big Ten championship, win a bowl game.
But they still can do that this year.
They can.
I don't think they'll win the Big Ten championship this year.
No, they won't.
They're going to get slaughtered by
Ohio State. They're going to get steamrolled by one of the 2.
That'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.